So in this video, I'm going to go over ICT's SUNS model and how I personally use it. So first of all, you want to find buy-side liquidity and sell-side liquidity. So whenever price take out this buy-side liquidity or the sell-side liquidity, we want to go down into the lower time frame. So now let's see if we can take out the sell-side liquidity or the buy-side liquidity. So right here we touch the sell side liquidity, and it's important to notice that we don't close below the sell side liquidity. So whenever the first candle closes back into the range, we can go down into the 5-minute because we were at the 15-minute before. So now when we are at the 5-minute, we want to find the first fair value gap that forms. So right here, as you see, we have a fair value gap. So now we want to see what happens whenever we touch this fair value gap. So right here we touch the fair value gap, and it's very important that we don't close below the fair value gap. We only just touch the wick through the fair value gap. So now we can anticipate price going up to this buy side liquidity. It takes a while, but at the end we take out the buy side liquidity. So for the next example, you want to do the exact same thing as before. Mark out a high and a low. So let's see what happens whenever we take out one of them. So right here we take out the buy side liquidity, and as I said before, it's important to notice that we only just touch through it with the wick, and the body don't close above the buy side liquidity. So whenever the first wick touch through the buy side liquidity, we can go down to the 5-minute because we're at 15-minute right now. So now we want to find the first fair value gap that forms. So right here we have formed a fair value gap. So now we want price going up to this fair value gap. So right here we touch the fair value gap, and as I said before, it's important that we don't close with the body above the fair value gap. So now we can anticipate price going down to the sell side liquidity. So right here we touch the sell side liquidity. So for the next example, I'm going to show you how I personally use ICT SUNS model to predict price. So I also use something called an SMT, and I will probably make a video about that in the future. So on the right side, I have the Nasdaq, and on the left side, I have the S&P 500. So now I want to see if we can take out the buy side liquidity. So right here on the Nasdaq, we take out the buy side liquidity, and on the S&P 500, we don't do it. So now I can expect a reversal in price. Now I'm going to go down into the 5-minute and find the first fair value gap that shows up. And the main reason I'm using the Nasdaq is because we took out the buy side liquidity, and on the S&P 500 we didn't. So this looks more stronger to me. So right here we touch the fair value gap, and as I said before many times, it's important that we close below the fair value gap. And here we take out the sell side liquidity.